Okay, so this is the European euro versus the South African rand, so the EURZAR. As you can see, over a long period of time, the euro has been getting stronger against the South African rand. So that means whoever has been buying the euro and selling the rands have been making money since 1984. Okay. But the question is, when would be the best time to buy the euro and sell the South African rand? Currently, I'm looking at the yearly time frame, meaning that every candle you see here, as for example, you can see this candle here, this bullish candle, started in 1st of January. The second one started 1985, 1986. Yeah, interestingly, that's the year I was born, 1982. So that means every candle took 1 year. As what you can identify from this point is when we went to this all-time high, this was back in 2001, there was a very significant retracement. You know, the same thing happened to when we broke this highest point. It happened in 2008, whereby the euro became so strong and we had this special candle here. After that, we had a very significant retracement. Okay, which now after that, obviously, everybody would be waiting for the break of this structure here, the 15.16 to the euro. That happened 2008. You can see it was closed by a very strong bullish candle, meaning we're forming higher high. So this is a typical uptrend whereby the price keeps going higher and higher as you follow this trend here. Okay, so seeing that, when would be the best time to buy euro and sell the rand? Meaning that if today you're making your salary in rands, if you started earning in 1985, if you have been converting every rand to euro, you would have been making the most reasonable investment. Okay, so looking at this, the first time I would ever consider buying the euro and selling the rand would be if the price was to come back down to around 13.37. Wow, that would be an amazing time. If you look at the fundamentals, so I normally use either Pitbull to know what are the economic activity going on. For example, I'm showing you this week of February. So if you go to Wednesday, it will show you all the important economic news. So it's important to know what big news are coming. So I use that one. I also use the Forex Factory, and you just click on the calendar and it will show you. For example, any big news will affect major currencies. So this is high impact news and you can see what's upcoming next week. So we expect a lot of activity around the US dollar, the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, euro, and Canadian dollar because all have high impact news. Okay. So the beauty of using fast bull is it does give you some indication of what is expected based on the currency of that particular day. Okay. So going back to this, so as you can see here, yeah, so I would wait for the price to retrace all the way back down here. Okay, so that means currently you should be considering selling the euro and buying the rand because we are more on the premium side of the business. But obviously, long term, we should be looking to buy. So if you are selling, it should be like short term because the main trend is uptrend. If now I go down to the monthly time frame, as you can see, for a long period of time, you see here higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low break of market structure with a very strong bullish momentum. You can see the volume here is quite high, telling you this break is not a liquidity grab. We actually forming higher high, and you should be looking to buy. Okay, this has was repeated, but if as you notice, every formation of a higher high, we are followed by a very significant month of euro losing against the South African rand. It happened. It happened here once, twice, third, and this is the fourth time. So based on that, obviously, we had just a significant break of market structure here around May of last year, whereby we seem to be going up. But as you can see, before we start looking for buys, it should be way much lower. For example, if now I can add my markings, okay, as you can see, this is the monthly trading range. The price started from this low, which is the lowest point before the break of market structure. So this is a break of market structure, but as you can see, it wasn't that high up before the market started retracing backward. And as if you go back to the previous years, whenever we break market structure, we are followed by major retracement. It has happened before. So that means we're now expecting the price of the euro to start losing against the South African rand. This could actually go in line with what we are seeing here. Euro against major currencies has been on a major downtrend. You can see here this is a significant drop, breaking structure to the downside to form a lower low. Then we form a lower high, a lower low, and then there's a lower high. So from here, we are actually expecting the euro to keep dropping, until maybe at some point, maybe further down, it can decide to change the direction. But for now, you should be looking to sell the euro and buying the South African rand. Is this related to South Africa being member of BRICS, which, as you all know, BRICS is turning out to be the next superpower. So we might see the euro and the US dollar getting weaker and weaker. Okay, if you look at the South African rand, it has been on a significant downtrend. Okay, but for some reason, as you can see here, since October 2022, something changed. Yes, we may not be happy with how the economy is behaving, but there was a major price divergence as we formed this lowest low according to this was actually a higher high, meaning there was a lot of buy for the South African rand. I don't know whether this is a lot of buy coming from the Chinese and the Russians as they try to make the BRICS economy much stronger. Remember, India is part of BRICS, and Indian economy is currently even stronger than the British, the former colony. So here we're expecting the rand maybe to change the trajectory and start going higher, meaning we might actually see sustained periods of the euro losing against the major currencies. And that means if the euro is losing, we're expecting to go down more towards these lower levels here. And that is quite important because although the recent structure was breaking upward, we might start seeing a sustained price drop, which would be very interesting to see. So, that being said, okay, until how far low can you go? For me, the moment you see the best time to buy, you want to buy at the lowest price. So you want to buy at the extreme. So if you had to ever buy, this would be the extreme point to buy, but that would happen only after a sustained month of selling. Okay, so that's why this would be the last point I would exit in my sell position. Sometimes it can change before. So as we from now looking at this period, the price currently of the euro is at a premium. This is the best time to be selling. because the price is above 50%. Anything below 50% is this is equilibrium. This is the first time you should actually consider buying, and for this actually matches with the first position. If the price was to keep dropping here, this is the first position you can say, hey, actually we have a change of character. We should no longer be looking to buy. The euro is actually losing against the rand. So if you are to enter a sell position, or if you're in a selling position now, as long as the price doesn't go above this 21.33, you can expect the price to go as low as this level. Okay, that's the 61.8 Fibonacci level. Okay, so let's say 62%. For me, I believe the best time to consider buying is around this level, which is now maybe my 71% Fibonacci level, and the deepest is 79. So these are the only time you should be considering buy. So that means we are actually on a very strong down trend. So we should go and see if there is any reason we should consider selling. Okay. So in that case, we would say, although this looks like a break of market structure, it to the upside because this candle closed above, it's barely did. So this might be looked at as if it's a market grab of liquidity grab, because the rand has never been weaker than 21.3, so there is nothing to chase up there. So it probably might retrace way much back deeper here, maybe until these area pricing here, before we break the structure to the upside. So now I'm strongly bearish on euro ZAR. Okay, let's see what's happening on the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame, obviously, we had a confirmed higher high because the most recent pullback before formation of the highest high, we have had the price retracing further back. I would have preferred it to go as low as this pricing here for some reason, but 28, 25. So that means this is a very strong area to sell, and it's forming some sort of triangle. So there's a lot of people thinking this is gonna be a strong bullish, but I'm convinced we might keep going lower. Definitely, there is a lot of liquidity here because of these equal highs. So I would have wanted the price maybe to poke up, up to this level, clear every liquidity before going down. But maybe we have enough bears to drive the price further down. But checking here, this is a clear trade line which has been forming here. So there is a lot of stop losses here, which would definitely attract the market more towards down. You see how colorful it is. This is definitely looking more like South Africa, the rainbow nation, the country of many colors. So if they the way they say that price is pulled towards where liquidity is, then I'm more biased towards selling because there is more stop orders this side. you know so maybe upon the price reaching this point here, about 19.20, that's the first time I can actually consider putting a buy limit. But anything within this region, this is just liquidity being developed here, and probably we might respect this to drop further down. So I'm strongly looking for sales, you know, before I can consider buys. Yes, it's ridiculous to think that the euro is getting weaker against a much smaller economy, but things are changing. Okay, so if you go to the daily time frame, it's actually where I normally prefer starting to do my markup. There is nothing much to chase up here because, as you can see, since the price went below this level, that was the first change of character confirming this is a lower high, and we're expecting the market break to the downside. So this was a break of market structure on daily time frame to indicate that we're forming lower lows, meaning every move to the up now becomes actually the retracement, which clearly, as you saw here, cleared liquidity, a very long tailed candles, and we expecting this point to be taken out as well. Okay, so that said, so we just last week we just cleared liquidity above a previous high, and the candle closed inside. That means you should be looking for a sell to clear all this liquidity. So in this instance, I would expect the price to come all the way to these equal lows here, which would be like a magnet for the price to go further down. Okay, let's see on the 4-hour time frame. Clearly, this was a liquidity grab. It just went above and now even cleared more liquidity. So we just seeing weeks, the weak edge, meaning price doesn't want to go above this level. There's a lot of selling pressure. So in as much I have marked this level as potential areas to consider buying, I'm actually expecting the price to significantly keep dropping. So this might be the first indication that the bears are in charge. Okay, let's go to lower time frame. So on 1 hour time frame, this is even much clearer. This was clearly a liquidity grab. Price has no any intention to go higher up, so we would have waited to see the first change of character for the price to start moving down. And as you can see, that's what has happened. Okay, so we clearly are destined to see the rad getting stronger, which is unusual considering we have upcoming elections. But maybe it's the time for this beautiful rainbow country to turn the tables, and being the powerhouse of Africa, we might see the strongest rad we have ever seen against other major currencies, especially euro, maybe less, maybe pound and the US dollar. We might see the rand getting stronger. So let's go to my entry time frame, which I have identified an interesting phenomenon. So the price went up, then came down, then actually went further up to form what I would consider a fake higher high, because this was clearly a liquidity grab up here. The price wanted to see to take out any stop orders that were above here. So, and immediately after that, as you can see, most of the strongest candle with the biggest volume were bullish candles. So the bears were taking the price there. In my opinion, this is probably a manipulation zone whereby somebody just tried to fake out and make the price look as if we are forming higher highs on a lower time frame to make as many people start buying, and they will put all their stop orders. Like in this case, a lot of people had bought here and they had put their stop orders here, and quickly they were taken out. Then the price is acting as if it's going up again. More people will buy, and for every buy order you put, your exit is a stop, is a sell, and you might see now a significant price dropping. So I would expect the price to retrace back up. I would consider the first entry point at 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, the second one at the 71 point, the third one at the 79%, and obviously the most recent pullback to the most extreme order block. So, and then these are the areas I would, for short term, I would consider exiting here, but these can definitely go way much lower considering that on a higher time frame, there is a lot of liquidity. So that's my expectation for next week. I'm expecting to see a turn of events whereby the euro will get weaker and the rand will get stronger. So we expect this to keep going down. Okay, and I think if you look at uh, the the rand itself, you can see against the dollar is showing strength. Maybe this is the lowest we'll ever see it, because you can see the price went up, came back in, respected this level, and now maybe this is just a creation of liquidity before it start keep going higher. So if that was to happen, obviously that means we have a very strong rand, and then the euro on the other hand looks like it had a serious visit to the lower low, but went up high and responded to this strong selling momentum. So the question is, will it keep are getting weaker and weaker. And that means if it's getting weaker, we expect to see